Crucial success factors. Let's look at the critical success factors that will help you do well in group discussions. First comes the quality of content. The quality of the content is at the heart of the discussion. It shows the level of preparedness. As mentioned earlier, the welcome six for Shane Warne was a result of focused preparation of Sachin to execute his shots against the leg spin. So make sure you are prepared well before the day you go on a group discussion. Innovativeness. Playing good bouncers were chinks in the armors for Sehwag and Sachin. The greatness of these players lies in the fact that they invented the third man over the slip shot to hit these bouncers for a maximum. The ability to think in an entirely different perspective.
Tendulkar has cashed in on it big time. That's gone away in a flash. That is cricket at its best. Being made to stretch, and really hats off for middling that wide one from Schwab.
Logical ability. The third important thing is the logical ability. The ability to reason out, the ability to substantiate with factual information, ability to give examples, to substantiate the underlying logic. The ability to analyze the pros and cons of an issue is very, very important. Behavioral skills. Next comes the behavioral skills. The difference between aggressiveness and assertiveness. Anil Kumble is a persuasive and assertive bowler. Shoaib is an aggressive bowler. Assertiveness from Kumble gave him a 10 out of 10 and 500 plus wickets. A misdirected aggression gifted Shoaib this. Aggressiveness is not necessarily a positive attitude. Focus is on the process here. Assertiveness, on the other hand, has freedom to have a strong opinion and at the same time lets the other person to have a different point of view. A good team member is accommodative and never displays arrogance, but at the same time he can be assertive. Last but not the least, communication with the following dimensions: articulation, listening, and body language. Clarity of thought is the cause, and articulation is the effect. Functional knowledge of language is all one needs to have. You don't need to be a fluent speaker in English. To emerge as a leader, listening is an important attribute, as articulation is, and one should possess both of these. Listening includes honest acknowledgement of others' point of view, not done for a cosmetic effect. Otherwise, it will be seen through. A lot of information about your personality is conveyed to the panel by your body language. Be conscious about it. Otherwise, you'll be remembered for the wrong reasons. Let's take a look at one of these examples on the field. Meander and Morey had an argument. Morey might have been wrong, but the world remembers Meander for this. The intellectual. Let's look at different roles that people might play in a group discussion. First is that of an intellectual. He brings in a lot of content. We may call him a professor. He comes up with wide interpretations of the topic, comes with a lot of experience, but on the flip side, it is difficult to stop him. He is preoccupied with topic discussions, as opposed to group discussions. He doesn't have great people skills. Have you seen one such guy in your group discussion? Next comes the typical manager. King Khan, owner of Kolkata Knight Riders. He has the gift of talking, has a very strong ability to relate with people, the ability to capture the audience. The strength of a manager is his persuasive and reasoning skills. But on the flip side, he cannot generate his own ideas. He needs an intellectual to feed him with ready-made ideas that he can sell. He complements the role of the intellectual really well. The moderator, Harsha Bogle, plays a perfect moderator to avoid anything controversial to be exchanged between his panel of experts. He is good in managing discussions involving the likes of Sidhu, Boycott, or Shastri. It is important to maintain order in the group. Preoccupied with directing the group process, such as controlling entry and exit of participants, always happens, but that is a role that a moderator plays. Contribution is seen positively in a discussion with a controversial topic that generates heated participation. The timekeeper. There are lots of people who do not bring cricketing expertise to the table. They keep a check on time and facilitate to make the most of the program time available. It is important to meet the time commitments made to the panel, especially in consensus group discussions. You are supposed to present your viewpoint to the panel. That is preoccupation with task and the time in hand. So timekeeper keeps reminding the group to progress and not stuck with one issue. It is a desirable role for the group that is played in conjunction with some other roles and not singularly. The critic. Next comes the critic. For example, Geoffrey Boycott knows his cricket well. He sometimes ends up being the villain because he takes the front foot stance and makes conclusive and aggressive statements. Of course, he does great service to the group by enhancing the quality of content by not letting anybody run away by saying anything. He is most welcome in a group which has one or two aggressive elements in it. On the other hand, if you are the only aggressive person in the group, you will be branded the butcher by the group at the end of the discussion. And the last but not the least is the spectator or the fan. We normally call him the passenger. He might have been one in one of your first group discussions. He relays the sentiments of the spectator. He lets his experts do most of the talking and then airs his views as a summary of what the panel feels or occasionally speaks. He is involved in the proceedings, though he plays a limited role. His contributions are very limited and does not affect the outcome of the group. A spectator is normally good at summarizing. He may not get rated well if summarizing event does not happen. His stakes are low or close to zero. Unlike a passenger does, he might go to sleep during the entire journey.